Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast. I am Patrick Lyons, and she is Suzie Hunter. Let's get you unmuted. I can't. So it looks like I'll just host this show, and you'll just be hanging out. We'll get Suzie in here in a second. I mean, she's in here now if you're watching us live on YouTube. She's currently muted right now, but she'll jump back in. We'll get this figured out, of course. We got a game. We're back on game day here after the big series win against the New York Yankees, taking 2 out of 3. Do I have a co-host today?
I'm here. I'm physically here.
You are.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes. Welcome in.
Okay, good. Yeah, all right. We're at it. Yeah, Hi, how you doing? How you feeling, Patrick?
Good.
All right.
Not good, but good. Yes, good.
Okay.
Glad that we've got some rehab assignments. Look, we'll talk about the Houston Astros series. We'll talk about the 2024 MLB schedule, which was released late last week, and of course, have a little bit of fun. And well, we're gonna have some fun with Shohei Ohtani rumors as well, because that's always fun when you're talking about the best player in all of baseball. But are you excited for the rehab assignments tonight, Suzie, in Spokane?
I am so excited that both Brendan Rodgers and Tyler Kinley are getting back into the mix because we have missed them so much. They are invaluable members of this team. So the fact that we are finally at the point where they are getting closer to the end of that road to recovery, I am so excited for this.
They're kind of like, I feel like they're like on equal level of excitement to get both these guys back. Obviously with B-Rod, you say, oh man, it's a shame his season got such a late start with the shoulder dislocation and whatnot after having won the Gold Glove last year at second base. Obviously a lot more star power there, but Tyler Kinley, a guy who was so invaluable to the bullpen at the beginning of last year, battling back from Tommy John surgery and really being the first of those one-arm bandits to come back and be healthy. So I think that's really exciting. It's Bark in the Park tonight in Spokane. My question to you, Suzie, will they rename it B-Rod in the Park? Broad in the Park? Bark in the Park? Broad in the Park? Maybe it's a visual thing.
Interesting. Yes, and is that like... Yeah, sure. Maybe they will. Why not? I mean, he's a big draw. He's a big star. And also, Spokane does not get rehab assignments like this ever. I feel like they never have rehab assignments.
Yeah, I think this might be the first time that the Rockies have sent one of their guys to high. I mean, usually it's most teams, it will be AA, AAA, occasionally depending on where you're at. I know the Phillies have a couple affiliates that are only an hour pretty much outside of Philadelphia. You know, you've got High A, Jersey Shore, Blue Claws is one of them. Baltimore, all of their affiliates are super close. So you could send guys just about anywhere to kind of help boost the fan base up. For the Rockies, it's really just Albuquerque is the only spot. And Hartford, since the pandemic, since the start of 2021, I want to say like Senzatella might be the only guy that was sent there. And then he never even got a chance to pitch because of the weather. Can you remember some like pre-2020 Hartford Yard Goats assignments? It's just
Hartford's had a couple of assignments. Pre-2020, Chad Bettis had his first rehab start in Hartford, and it was hilarious because he didn't, maybe they didn't have the Yard Goats pants for him, so he wore the purple pinstripe pants with the Yard Goats jersey, so it was pretty funny. But he's made a rehab appearance. Chris Iannetta made a rehab appearance, also on a Bark in the Park night in Hartford. Super random, super weird. So, I mean, the Rockies have had only a couple. I feel like other teams like the Yankees, the Red Sox will have their rehab assignments sent to AA, and they'll end up. I feel like other teams have had more rehab assignments in Hartford than the Rockies have.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to being really close to your parent affiliate, the big league team. And the Rockies, just don't have that. When they were doing the whole reshuffling of the minor leagues, I really thought that there was a good chance that Wichita could be Colorado's new AA team. Obviously, the relationship with Hartford has been great. You want to be associated with a minor league team. It's probably really good financially for everybody involved. But, if you want to have some of those AA rehab assignments and you want to possibly even steal some fans from the Kansas City Royals out there in Kansas, You make Wichita your Double A affiliate, and lo and behold, maybe you bring in more money. You have more people coming in to the ballpark at Coors Field. Not that they need that boost. Even Amarillo, Texas, could have been one of those places, but as it were, I think the Rockies just liked their connection with Hartford, despite the fact it's probably two of the farthest big league and Double A affiliates in baseball, if not number one.
It's not number one because San Francisco Giants and the Richmond Flying Squirrels are number one. That right. Really could not get any farther away.
Coast to coast. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the only one. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what number 3 is, because it's probably a lot closer than both those two, for sure. So it's nice to have those guys coming back pretty soon for the Rockies here, which is really nice. Now, Suzie, I was curious, what was your take on the schedule release? I feel like every year they drop the schedule in like the middle of August. I'm wondering if this is a new thing that they're going to start rolling out after the All-Star break. Basically the only day where there's no baseball, or one of the only 2 days, with the Wednesday and Thursday after the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. Hey, let's drop the schedule. Let's have people start talking about baseball. You're not really looking ahead that much to the 2024 season, but there's some interesting matchups for the Rockies. Obviously, they play every single team now with a balanced schedule, but not every team is coming through Coors Field. Mm-hmm. I think there's some cool, interesting storylines. That any of them necessarily jump out at you as far as like, hey, I'm excited for this next year?
I will say it is so weird that the home opener is against the Tampa Bay Rays. When is the last time they were even at Coors Field? But that is a strange home opener for sure. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm excited to see that Cleveland will be coming to town. Obviously one of my favorites. Also kind of similar to the schedule this most recent May. Phillies first, Cleveland second, but both of them are here at Coors Field instead of us being over there. So a little flip-flopped series. I kind of like that. That's going to be a fun weekend for me.
Yeah, the Rockies will start their season in Arizona. So that could be a decent trip, I think, for a lot of Rockies fans. You go and you watch, the final couple games of spring training, then just stay there on Thursday, March 28th. Then the Rockies go and play the Cubs in Chicago for 3 games. That could be rough at that time of the year. I mean, yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, no, that's some of Chicago's worst weather is that time of year. And also, that just seems like a really long way to go. It's like you're in Arizona, then you're going to Chicago, and then you're coming back here. That just seems like a lot of travel to start the season off.
It definitely is. It's definitely a lot of back and forth. For me, I broke it down. I've got a top 5 list of series for next year's. Honorable mention, Seattle, going to be at Coors in April. First time Julio Rodriguez and his whole new crew of Mariners comes to town. George Kirby, Logan Gilbert. That's pretty fun. That doesn't even actually make my top 5. So like that's how good and exciting I think next year's schedule is going to be. And you also have Texas coming to Coors Field May 10th through 12th. Maybe, just maybe, John Gray makes his first start at Coors.
Maybe. It's possible. It's crazy that we don't match up with him a ton. Yeah.
And before we dig into this list even deeper, shout out to Zach, hoping that Colorado Springs comes back as an affiliate. I don't know if that will ever come to fruition. I was talking with Jordan from the Cespedes Family Barbecue and the Barbecast podcast about the minor leagues. He's into the minor leagues, obviously. He's crazy about it as much as Suzie and I are. And, obviously it's a disappointment with Colorado Springs no longer under the umbrella. Well, they're under an umbrella as a part of the league, but they're no longer affiliated with any big league team. And when we get expansion, that right there is going to be an opportunity for 8 brand new minor league cities to come about. And in fact, you could go as far as saying there could be upwards of 11 different minor league teams that will need to find a home or will need to expand. Las Vegas, they're going to have a big league team. For right now, the Aviators will stay there, but eventually they'll have to move out, so that'll be a 9th city. And if Nashville becomes one of those teams, well, the Nashville Sound, boom, they're going to need to have a new city. And if, let's say, Portland or Vancouver, we'll see what happens with their Northwest League team. They might end up staying. But yeah, there's an opportunity there for Colorado Springs to possibly come back. They may need to build a new stadium. That would be my guess. And if they were to go that far, I think MLB would be very happy to bring them back to the loop, either as the Pacific Coast League, and it was pretty good for them up through 2019, their last season as the Sky Sox, or they're a little far out, but maybe Double A Texas League. Those would be the two most logical placements as far as leagues that the minors go.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how minor league teams will realign once these two expansion teams enter the mix. Because, Hartford, let's think about Double A Hartford. Double A Hartford is not necessarily, the Rockies are not necessarily a benefit to Hartford itself. It's so far away. It's a team that's not very good right now in general. So I don't think the Yard Goats they might not miss being a Rockies affiliate. They might be trying to realign with, a different team. And then that could open up some space for the Vibes, the Rocky Mountain Vibes, to become affiliated baseball again. That could be very interesting.
For sure. And Hartford is really stuck between a rock and a hard place. And by that, I mean Boston and New York. New York, hey, they got their New Jersey affiliation with the Somerset Patriots in Double A, and Boston's got the Portland Sea Dogs. So they're not necessarily going to look for a change. They could. I mean, we did see that with a lot of the realignment, where you could have Boston go, you know what, we actually do want Hartford as our Double A team, and then Portland maybe just gets left out in the cold or something like that. That would be really sad to see. Maybe they have to be a part of the South Atlantic League, which would be wild, but crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened. I could see both the Yankees wanting an affiliate in Hartford, especially because Connecticut has no sports identity of its own. It is so split. And for the most part, the southern half of the state is mostly Yankees fans. The northern half of the state is mostly Red Sox fans. So if one of them claimed the city that's right in the middle, that could change the whole New England landscape. It could be actually so crazy. But Somerset just became the affiliate for the Yankees, because previously it was the Trenton Thunder. So they're so new. They were already just independent baseball. I don't think that they would do that. And I really couldn't see. Portland's a very special place. Have you been to that ballpark?
I have not, no.
It is a lovely ballpark. It is a very special place. Portland, Oregon. Portland, Maine in itself, such a cute city. So I would be surprised. But then again, we never thought the Red Sox would leave Pawtucket. The Paw Sox. Never thought that would happen, and it did. So I would say the Red Sox are most likely to try to steal that affiliation in Hartford.
I could see it. I could see all that happen. I could see you guys turning $1 into $200 with Bet365, of course. They got those bonus bets when you join Bet365. You download the app, you deposit $10, and you claim $200 in bonus bets as soon as you place a bet for $1. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. They've pioneered live in-game betting. 80 million users worldwide. They've got the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting. And maybe best of all, they're a proud partner of the Colorado Rockies. So what better for the DNVR Rockies podcast than to let you know about Bet365 and their Bet365 baseball early payout offer. That's where you're a winner if your team goes 5 runs ahead with an instant payout. It's that easy. Parlay and same-game parlay selections will be marked as winners. And download the app and use code DNVR365 when you sign up. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And Volo Sport, social sports company. It's the best in the U.S. The bowling league, I think, is wrapping up. Do we know? Did we claim the championship just yet?
Oh my gosh, I have not been keeping tabs on our bowling league because I, usually work Monday nights. So usually we have a game going on. I have no idea what's going on with the bowling league. I know our kickball league is still going strong, though.
It's so much fun, too, because I feel like it checks off all the boxes where if you just want to get, some activity and just start getting moving and maybe making new friends, too. So many people are moving to Denver and like, hey, how do I meet new people? You sign up for Volo Sport, do the kickball, bocce ball. They've got every sport, softball. Look, they're doing it, and they're doing it big. You meet new people. And if you're someone who's lived here or you're just intense, you can kind of go ahead and get your practice. I actually think RK and Allie, when they go, it's like one game is the league. they'll go and bowl like 1 or 2 games ahead of time to really make sure that they've got the hot hand going into the big matchup that night. So look, it's got a little something for everybody.
They're so competitive.
It's great. And it's cool, too, because when the adults play, the kids get to play for free. Volo Kids Foundation is a separate 501c3 that provides free sports camps to kids in each Volo city. They're in Uptown, City Park, Highlands, Sloan's Lake, everywhere in and about the Denver area. Make sure you check that out. All right. Going back to our favorites list or best matchups, got the honorable mentions. I got number 5, Orioles. Coming to Coors Field, getting to see Adley Rutschman and his crew of young guys there. Now, the Rockies will be going to Baltimore later on at the end of August. Well, next August, Baltimore is coming to Colorado, so the future of the AL East on display with Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson, Grayson Rodriguez, all those guys. That will be a good one to get a ticket to.
That is an exciting one. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm happy that, of course, the Rockies will get to face off with the Orioles in August. But also think about when the Orioles come to town. Danielle Allentuck will probably come to town.
Yeah.
Let's hope. But
that's cool.
That would be a nice reunion.
That would be very good. Yeah, that was one of the other things of like, well, for me, that's what puts it on the top 5. But yeah, that'll be a good series. Rockies going international, so I'm going to get creative on this one. They're going to Toronto early in the year, I think, in April. First time since 2013 that they've been in Canada, a place in which, in Toronto at least, they've never won a game. They are 0-9, one of my most favorite obscure facts for the Rockies. 0-9 in Toronto, so weird.
That is so weird. Also, it's so weird that so early in the season, like by the end of May, the Rockies will have been to Canada and to Mexico. That is a lot. That is a lot of international travel, a lot of passport stamps there.
It's almost in 2 weeks, right? Because I think they're like right around the same time. As you said, yeah, the Mexico City series, April 27th and 28th. So that's a Saturday and a Sunday playing the Houston Astros. And the Rockies have had a long history and connection with Mexico, obviously with Vinny Castilla, having hit the most home runs of any Mexican-born player, currently assistant general manager with the team. Alan Trejo representing Team Mexico just this past year in the World Baseball Classic. Maybe we get a return from Jorge De La Rosa, maybe Armando Reynoso, who was a part of that original expansion team back in 1993. They also have Rodrigo Lopez, who was a key part of the rotation back in 2007. I think he's an announcer for the Diamondbacks, so he's more associated with them, but a lot of connections with that one. So yeah, a lot of passports getting stamped, and then the rest of the year we're just doing local flights here. That's it. We're staying national.
Yeah, our travel budget's going to be nuts next year. Plus, of course, everyone knows I also love the Philadelphia Phillies. They're going to London. I have way too much going on for 2024.
Oh, who are they?
I'm already broke.
Who are they playing in London? I don't remember. I don't think I heard that.
I do not remember. I don't remember right now. I do not remember. I'm so sorry.
Interesting. Yeah, Philly's going to London.
I can only keep track of one team full time, and that's the Rockies.
Yankees.
You're welcome.
There you go. Rockies will go to Yankee Stadium August 23rd through 25th. Again, I put this one even higher than the international series because, look, we saw it in Boston. The young guys got a chance to test their mettle a little bit again, in a ballpark that, to use a phrase that I guess I'm coining here, a lot of baseball juice there. And you like for those young guys to get that opportunity, to get that experience, and they'll get that in August of next year at Yankee Stadium.
I just thought of something. We got to take it back to the Orioles. With how fast Jackson Holliday has been moving up through the Orioles farm system,
Suzie.
Do you think he will be a major leaguer by the time the Orioles come to Coors Field?
I might have to boost that one up. That was at 5. You've already made that number 2. Love that angle.
It's
yes,
possible.
Very good chance.
It's actually very possible.
What if he made his major league debut in Colorado? Woof.
Stop. That's too much. That's too perfect.
That would be so cool. I love where your head went on that.
Oh
that
my
is so good.
gosh.
That's
My
great.
heart rate is up right now.
Yeah, he's 19 years old. He's already in Double-A. It's very possible. In fact, I'm gonna say he's we will see him there, or he'll at least have made his debut. Hopefully he stays and doesn't, have to go back down or whatever. But I think you're right. I think he will get there by the end of next August when Baltimore comes to town at Coors Field. Number 2 for me, the home opener, of course, against Tampa Bay. This one also could move up a little bit because, Suzie, what if Tampa Bay wins the World Series? That gives them a lot more juice too, right?
I don't think Tampa Bay will win the World Series, though. So I think they'll still be a good team next year. I just don't think they're going to win the World Series. Will
they acquire Shohei Ohtani? Oh, we'll talk about that in just a second. But for me, number 1 has to be July 22nd through 24th, smack dab right there in the middle of my birthday. Boston Red Sox, not because they're the Red Sox, but because it does mean the return of Trevor Story. Obviously, DJ LeMahieu coming back with the Yankees. Hey, that was like 4.5 years ago. I think a lot of fans forgot. He became more of a fan favorite for Rockies fans. But Trevor Story was just so absolutely beloved. It'll be his first time back since signing that 6-year, $140 million deal after the 2021 season. In fact, that'll be his first time playing against the Rockies because when Colorado went to Boston earlier this year, he was banged up. He was hurt. So that will have so much meaning. That's why that one, Red Sox in July, has to be the biggest series for me on the slate in 2024.
I'm with you. This is going to be a big one. Trevor Story, much more recent than the DJ LeMahieu return. So I think it'll be wild. It'll be absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's wild that right now when you go over to ShadyRays.com and you use promo code DNVR, you get to buy a pair and then you get a pair, 2 for the price of 1. And look at that. Susie's got hers. And
these are my new ones.
These are the new ones. And you know why she has her glasses? And look, I know we talk about it plenty. We don't want to talk about why you have your...
No, just say it. I don't care.
But look, and first off, it's because she has them because she's satisfied. If she wasn't, she could return them and get a full return within 30 days, which is really great. But should you happen to lose or break your glasses, they will hook you up with a new pair, lost and broken replacement policy over at Shady Rays, independent sunglass company, rated 5 stars by over 200,000 folks. Man, they're doing big things. You can actually go in person, too, if you want at the Park Meadows Mall, or if you buy 2 or more pairs of polarized shades, you get 50% off those bad boys. So head over to ShadyRays.com and use promo code DNVR. You don't need to use any promo code to get some free assistance when you've been hurt from the folks over at Backus & Schenker.
Backus & Schenker.
They've been doing it for 25 years with a staff of 30 lawyers, 100 folks doing some things behind the scenes at any of their 4 different offices around Colorado, whether it's Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, Fort Collins. Backus & Schenker does it all for free until you win. So you call them 222-2222 or coloradolaw.net. And when you do that, again, they can consult with you, let you know if you've got a case. They'll even work on your case for free. They don't see a dime until you get paid. And they've helped their clients make over $1 million, win that much in various cases. So Backus & Schenker is the spot to go to. And look, they've got the number. If you're a big Troy Tulowitzki fan, you know he got the job done. Same thing is going to be true for Backus & Schenker because they win. Give them a call at 222-2222. Suzie, what are your thoughts on a Legends Derby with retired players at the All-Star game, maybe after the Futures game, so you have a great juxtaposition there between the new and the old? Thoughts on that? That's been kind of the buzz around the baseball world right now.
Oh, that would be so fun. Because also, like, a lot of these legends, like, they're keeping themselves in good shape. Like, obviously, you know, they're not the same as, you know, their 20, 30-year-old selves. But I know a lot of these living legends still got it. And I would love to see them. I think this is the best idea I've ever heard. And it would be even more fun if it was after the Futures game or somehow, you know, planned alongside of it, because like you said, that juxtaposition, that would be so much fun. How cool would it be too to, oh my gosh, what if we had like a Futures versus Legends game?
Ooh, not bad.
That would be so freaking fun.
Great. Oh yeah, I mean, or maybe a father-son teams. You know, you get the Guerreros going against the Holidays. Like, I would definitely be down for that. The one thing I thought of when I read this idea, Jason Stark wrote about this over at The Athletic, was, you know, you do it after the Futures game. You put all the couches out for these young guys to watch the Legends. My only thought was a good 85% of these young guys in the Futures game will not be aware of some of the guys that are in the Legends Derby. They're playing the game. They don't necessarily know the history as well as they, you know, maybe should, and that's okay. Look, that's just.
But you know what? You know what? Here's the good thing. They're gonna know them. They're gonna know them. These legends are gonna give these young guys advice that they're not gonna get from their peers in their minor league systems. They're just gonna. That would be like an invaluable development experience for those players who participate in the Futures game.
That's true. I love that. Yeah, apparently Jim Thome, David Ortiz, Ken Griffey Jr., and Albert Pujols, they're all in. Like, those are the four guys. And again, I think Matt Holliday would want to get in on that.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, Pujols was, like, just in an actual home run derby last year. Like, right. Of course he still has it. Of course he still wants to get into the mix.
Yeah, I mean, you could even go so far in a couple years, you could see Madison Bumgarner wanting to get in it. And you're like, well, he's a pitcher. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm going to watch something like that. So, you know, I think there was a time, I want to say maybe in the early 80s, where they tried some kind of like Legends baseball league down in Florida, where, you know, almost like a senior tour. I still think there's a way you could do something like that. And again, you're not going to do it on 162 dates, but it would be cool to see these guys come back again. Cause people love them. People remember them. They still got the same swing. You can capture that lightning in a bottle.
And you know what? There's only so many broadcasting jobs for all these guys. We got to keep them occupied somehow.
That's it, for sure. Yeah, you get free play-by-play with them, for sure.
Yes. You can make every single one of them up. It would be brilliant.
So we are 2 weeks away from the MLB trade deadline. We got to talk about Shohei Ohtani. Did hit a big seventh-inning home run yesterday against the Yankees. Bat flipped. Yankees disrupted once again, losing in 10 innings to the Angels. So that's 2 big losses in a row. Yankees fans, y'all are hurting. Now you know what Mets fans feel like, I think.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. I loved watching Yankees fans melt down after they lost on Sunday. Also, this is total side note, did you see this viral clip of the Yankees TV broadcast right before Alan Trejo hit that walk-off home run? The announcers go, all right, here's Alan Trejo, homerless this season, and then he immediately hit the game-winning home run. How incredible is that? What
I found strange was that somebody in the production booth for the Yankees immediately played the Curb Your Enthusiasm music. So whoever's the producer over there on WFAM, great job on that. I thought that was a classy touch for sure.
Great stuff.
2 weeks away from the trade deadline, and Shohei Ohtani rumors are heating up. I mean, hell, we've even got Rockies Shohei Ohtani rumors. They're not strong ones, but we can actually put them in the same sentence with some reality to it all. He's not coming to Colorado, but the Angels are 6 games back of the final wild card. Actually, I think they're about 5.5 right now. So, I mean, they're still in the hunt. I mean, we've heard the Rockies, they've been like 7 games back on a season in which no one really expected them to do much of anything, and they've held on to their assets saying, hey, maybe if things happen. So the Angels, you can see how things could happen for them and them getting into the postseason. So I think the price is going to be really high. I know it's just a 2-month rental, but you do get, you know, an advanced opportunity to maybe show Ohtani your organization and say, hey, this is a place we would love for you to stay a little bit longer. You do mortgage your future a little bit in trading away those prospects, but if you know you're going to be able to re-sign him or bring him back, or you're going to make a big push to do that, it's okay that you don't have those players, whether or not they're big league ready or they're prospects, because you got Shohei Ohtani. Now, the Rays have been one of those interesting names linked to Ohtani. They've got the prospect capital to get it done, but they simply have never acquired a player like that. I mean, they don't really acquire many guys to begin with. At the trade deadline. They're a bit more frugal. So they're a team that, while they might be a front runner to get Ohtani in some people's eyes, I really don't think there's any way that happens.
I don't think the Angels are going to move Ohtani at all. unless like they really got a ton back for him. But I think with how close they are out of that wild card threshold, I think there's no way they're actually going to do it. They're going to Rockies up this trade deadline. They're not going to do a damn thing.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't. And again, what team is going to pay the asking price? And the asking price is unlike anything that we've heard of. I think Babe Ruth was the Yankees paid $200,000 to the Boston Red Sox for him, which obviously was big money even at that time. But it's just unlike anything around. LA Dodgers would be one of those teams that has the prospect capital to go ahead and acquire Ohtani. But as John Heyman said yesterday, Angels owner Arte Moreno said, "Oh yeah, no, we're listening to offers, but we will not be trading him to the Los Angeles Dodgers." So for right now, at least, we don't have to worry about Ohtani to the Dodgers. We've dodged that bullet.
Oh, I see what you did there. I was kind of surprised to hear that they would not consider the Dodgers, just because I feel like I could see Shohei with the Dodgers. The Dodgers love big stars. It seems to me like they've been kind of saving up for him this year. I could really see Shohei with the Dodgers. Plus, it seems like he likes California. He wouldn't have to move. He could stay put, have a nice life. But yeah, I was surprised about that.
Yeah, Ohtani is Dodgers are a logical choice for Ohtani when he reaches free agency, but I understand why the Angels would not want to deal him to the Dodgers, besides just how that looks in the newspaper, if you're concerned about that, which I kind of understand why they would, a team that's basically in their same market. But it also, again, gives the Dodgers, some advanced opportunity to show Ohtani, what their organization is like. And because they're already going to be one of the front runners to acquire him in free agency, he might not even reach free agency at that point. So that's maybe the only team that you say, if we trade Ohtani to this team, he might not even reach free agency. The Dodgers may just come in heavy-handed and says something like 13 years, $625 million, done deal. Now the Angels are left holding the bag going, we got a couple good prospects that it's good. We got something for him, because if you just would have signed as a free agent at the end of the year, we would have gotten nothing other than a compensation balance pick. But still, he's with the Dodgers.
Happen. This is a hypothetical situation that's not going to happen, because they're not going to trade him to the Dodgers.
That's right, and that's why that makes sense. That's why why owner Arte Moreno said that. Yankees, another one of those teams, big connection with the Japanese players in the past, with Hideki Matsui, Hideki Arabu, if you really want to go back. Mariners, Rangers, those are the three teams I think probably make the most sense, where it's a win-win for both organizations, Yankees, Mariners, and Rangers. Everyone else, I kind of find fault in and them wanting to acquire a player. It's just not working out. Is there anybody else that you would throw into that mix and say, it could happen? Again, obviously none of this is impossible, but Mariners, Rangers, Yankees, those are the only three real front runners for Ohtani I could see, if it even happens at this trade deadline.
Yeah, you know what? I could see a world where Seattle pans out for Shohei Ohtani. I feel like I saw some stuff on Twitter about Cleveland. I think he must have been like really broing out with someone. And I'm gonna find that tweet, because I was like, oh, Shohei Ohtani in Cleveland, like that would be hilarious.
Sure, maybe, but yeah, I don't. There are teams that have the prospect capital, like Reds, Diamondbacks, Marlins, can get it done, but they're really mortgaging their future. They need all of the young guys. They can't afford to be trading even as little as two of their better prospects. So Reds, Diamondbacks, Marlins, they really wouldn't. I don't think it makes that sense. Same thing for the Orioles, I would say. Giants would love to have Ohtani. I don't think they have the prospect capital to get it done. And then Mets and Padres, they're lucky to even make the postseason. So
Mets and Padres their wallets are taken away from them right now until they get their shit together, because they've both done the thing where they spend so much money this offseason, and they are both total ass right now. Also, circling back to Cleveland, I found the tweet that I was thinking of. At the All-Star game, or ahead of the All-Star game, Shohei was being interviewed on MLB Network, and he said the person he was most excited to hang out with in the American League dugout was Jose Ramirez.
There you go. That's cool.
Besties, immediate besties. I love that. Like, just what a delightful young man Shohei Ohtani is.
I didn't recognize Jose Ramirez because I think he got a haircut. I think he cut off kind of his trademark dreadlocks a little bit.
Oh my
there.
gosh, I haven't seen that. I have to. You're giving me too many things to look up while we're in the middle of a show, Patrick.
So Atlanta is the other team that has been part of the rumors with Ohtani. I just don't think they're going to want to break up that core of players. They already have enough pieces. They're doing it right now. Again, you put Ohtani on that Atlanta roster, you go, wow, they're the best team in baseball, unequivocally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they would still have to win in the postseason. So it doesn't necessarily mean all that much right now. It's great for the regular season, but they pretty much already have that part kind of situation. So
I was gonna say they don't need them right now. Like, they're cooking. It's crazy. And yeah, they've already broken up. They broke up their World Series core already. So like I don't think they can break things up anymore. I think Atlanta will actually burn itself down if that happens.
I think they've got a really good core. I think the guys that they won the World Series with were just free agents, and so they kind of went their separate ways.
I think Atlanta fans see, letting Freddie Freeman go as like breaking up that core, like stuff like that, like Dansby left, like those are guys that they could have kept around.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think anytime if Atlanta were to give up any of their prospect capital, that decreases the likelihood of their window of contention staying, just jarred open as much as it is. So again, Rangers, Mariners, Yankees, they seem to be the real solutions for Ohtani if the Angels are going to trade him. But yeah, I kind of tend to side with you, Suzie. I don't think that will happen. What I think will happen for sure is you're going to have a great time if you come down to the DNVR bar on the corner of Colfax and York.
It's an ad read.
Look, get yourself signed up. Become a diehard because there's just so many wonderful benefits from all of the merch you can get at DNVRlocker.com and get 20% off of, but 15% off all your food and drink when you're down here on the corner of Colfax and York. It pays for itself pretty much after just a couple visits. There's all kinds of takeovers that we have, and as well as the tailgates. You get a discount, 20% off on those as well. Access to our diehards only Discord, where there are people that aren't just fanatics of the teams that we have in town, as well as the colleges. But they're doing other things as well. And they're also giving tickets away. Like when they don't have it, they're like, you know what? If my friends don't need it, I'm going to go to my other friends in the Die Hard community. So again, get yourself signed up over at thednvr.com. That's your choice. But I think I've got a couple choices coming up for myself, don't I?
Yes, Patrick, that's right. We are going to play one of our favorite games. It is called Fielder's Choice, where I'm going to give you a scenario. You tell me which one you would rather go through with. Let's start off with, Patrick, would you rather never eat a hot dog again or be forced to eat a hot dog every single day for the rest of your life?
Never eat a hot dog. I wouldn't want to be forced to eat anything. Two of my favorite foods are probably an apple and peanut butter. And if I was forced to really eat one every day, actually I could probably eat apple every day. But no, I just go without the hot dog. It's okay. I typically don't have hot dogs most days, which isn't really saying much because I can still have 180 hot dogs in a year, and that's still not most days. If we're gonna get
that's a lot of days.
That's a lot of days. Elder in our chat saying, what are the chances the Rockies get Shohei Ohtani? Gosh, we should probably talk about this during the offseason for 45 minutes, Suzie. It's just not going to happen. I don't know that the Rockies even have enough players that they could offer the Angels right now, where the Angels go, yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and send Ohtani to Colorado for, as Rockies owner Dick Momford said, 2 really fun months. It might not really work out. Rockies have not even spent half as much on a player as they will have to for Ohtani. He's going to get over $500 million. He's going to get way more than that.
Historic stuff. Shall I continue with Fielder's Choice?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Patrick, would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or everyone you know to have access to your internet search history?
Probably my search history. I'm a good boy. And again, I'm a good boy either way, but sometimes, even if, let's say you don't like someone and they can read your mind, they're going to go, all right, well, this person doesn't like me. I don't like that. I don't want my thoughts going out there like that. But my internet search history, it's good. Come at me. Come find me. Like, I'm a good boy.
I think I would want people to know that I don't like them. I think that would just save us all a lot of time.
Sure. And hey, look, some people are just like outright. Well, they'll say it, or they'll just behave a certain way, and you go, yeah, okay, I get it. I get that you don't like me, and I will.
But you know what? Then all the boys I have crushes on are going to find out. Too stressful. Patrick, all right. Would you rather have a team that wins 100 games, but your all-star doesn't even make it into the game, or your team loses 100 games, but your all-star wins MVP?
I'll take the 100-win season. Yeah, and I imagine if you're on pace to win 100 games, you probably have like 4 or 5 all-stars. And that would be really weird if none of them got in. But even still, I'd sign up for that because, again, just winning 100 games just feels so good for a very prolonged period of time, not just a couple days, and it looks good on the front of a media guide or something like that. So obviously no knock on the reality of the situation. But, yeah, give me 100 wins for the team, and everyone gets to enjoy that, which, granted, is, 30-some games more than you would have won on your own if you're a 100-loss team. But, yeah, All-Star game is one day. 100-win season is a full year.
That's a whole season that you get to enjoy. Patrick, would you rather be in jail for a decade or be in a coma for a decade?
Whoa. Okay, that's a good one. Shoot, I guess my gut reaction would be jail because I would still be alive. I would still be able to.
You'd still be aware.
I could still probably do the podcast from my cell. So I'm going to be employed.
Oh my gosh, I feel bad for everyone in prison.
Yeah, cell block.
Talking to yourself in your cell about the Colorado Rockies. Oh my gosh, like people would. That would start a prison riot.
Cell block H would be very tired on knowing every detail about the Colorado Rockies. For sure. Yeah. Either that or I'd be doing plugs for like people's P.O. boxes at the prison. Please send Twizzlers and Now or Laters to P.O. Box. That's would be all of our ad reads, pretty much. Would be just my bunkmates. Yeah, I would not want to be in a coma. That, and then besides everything that you have to do to relearn to walk and all that stuff, it would be way more fun.
Yeah, all the muscles atrophying. Yeah, that would be a lot. I think I'd rather be in prison too. I guess it would probably be a really humbling experience for me. I don't know what I did to get in prison, and only for 10 years. Probably a little crime. Like, what small crime only gets you 10 years? Someone call back as Shanker. Patrick, you ready for another one?
Please.
This is kind of similar. Would you rather spend a year at war or a year in prison?
Okay. I would, I don't know.
Either way, it's a bad time.
Either way, it's a bad time. Either way, I'm taking showers with a lot of people at the same time. That's what I'm thinking about. No, I guess prison, because you can get out of there without killing somebody potentially. So
yeah, that's true. You can. You don't have to kill anyone.
What I'm trying to say is I love prison. I think that's what we've learned today, right?
Patrick, okay, what team would you rather watch? The team that wins 90 games but you don't even make the postseason, or the one that wins 61 games but wins the division? This is very AL Central inspired. Everyone's under 500.
Really. I would take the division, because it means, every game. Well, you said you missed the postseason if you win 90 games?
You win 90 games, but you miss the postseason, which I feel like could very well happen in the AL East.
Wow, that's pretty neck and neck. Shoot. Honestly, I don't know. I guess I'd probably take the 90 wins. It would be a lot more fun. It would definitely be less stressful. You'd probably get in a lot less fist fights going.
But it would be so stressful at the end of the season where you don't make it to the postseason.
Yeah. Very true.
It's just a no-win situation, honestly.
Yeah.
One more, Patrick. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
What was the first option?
You can see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future. No in between. Which one would you rather do?
Oh my gosh, too much pressure. Give me 10. Give me the first one.
10 minutes? Yeah, I mean, you know what? It is 10 minutes into the future. Clubhouse, open it up.
There we go. That's right. Yes, you're going to be down at the ballpark today, covering Houston versus Colorado. We've got a bullpen day. Jake Bird, future starting pitcher, for future full-time starting pitcher, Jake Bird. It's going to be a bullpen game, but we'll see what happens for Jake's future, as we talked about on Sunday. 6:40 start. Hunter Brown going for the Astros. AL Rookie of the Year award candidate in 17 starts. He's got a 4.12 ERA. Well, that's actually quite good. It's the best for any pitcher in the American League, or actually amongst all pitchers that are rookies. And he's actually pitched much better than that. His xFIP is closer to 3. So he's had a little bit of unluck. Defense not really supporting him. And then on Wednesday, it's Austin Gomber, Brandon Belak, 110 start. We'll, of course, have a post-game show tomorrow in studio. We will not get the matchup of Altuve versus Daniel Bard. Not going to happen.
Nope. Altuve got taken out of the game right before the Rockies series in Houston a couple of weeks ago. Oblique strain. So, yeah, of course, as we know, Bard broke. Was it his hand? Was it Altuve's hand or Altuve's finger?
I believe it was his hand, yeah.
I think it was his hand, yeah. But, yeah, they will not face off. They did not face off a couple weeks ago. They will continue to avoid each other. I think it's for the best.
And now at the balanced schedule, I mean, it's always going to be on the table where you can't avoid those American League teams if there's any kind of shenanigans that go down between the Rockies and that other team. Mark Pepitone in the chat saying you could still win the World Series with 60 wins, though. I mean, in 2020, that's true. That would have been an unprecedented, undefeated season for sure. Sean saying Ohtani and the Angels get Fresno and Spokane. The entire roster, I'm thinking. I think the Angels might do that, although there are limitations of minor league players where you can only actually have so many of them on your roster. But still, they could cherry pick their favorite from that. Yeah, in a way, I guess you could have a 50-for-1 trade, the entire affiliation,
the whole farm system,
the whole thing, get the thing done. Why not? Crazier things have happened, indeed.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, and why not check us out over on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies, at Patrick D. Lyons is where I can be found.
And you can find me at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms.
This has been momentous, but as we say about momentum, it's only as good as your next show. So make sure you join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. right here on the DNVR Sports Channel.
Tomorrow post-game.
Oh, that's right. The game is at 1 o'clock.
Game's at 1. We're about an hour after the game. That's when you can check us out.
Suzie, I've lost all the momentum. I'm going to need you to save this one. I need you to come out of the bullpen. Go ahead, save the ending.
All right. It's only as good as your next show. We will talk to you guys after the game on Wednesday.